Okay, dear friends, today we are again here with some seed sowing. Now I was just going through my seed collection, and I uh, thought to plant a few seeds of tomato because we still have a little time, and we can sow some seeds. One set of seeds which I am going to sow today are bush bean lake beans. Now this is a variety which is a bush variety. They do not go very tall, and they do not need climbers. However, this is a good variety of seeds which I have already soaked in water. You can take a few seeds. I have taken 8 seeds and I have soaked them in water, and I'll keep them in water for about 10 to 15 minutes while I'm sowing the other seeds. Another seeds which I'm going to sow today are Armenian cucumber. As I told you, I took out some of the plants from my garden which were actually withering off, and I did remove the Armenian cucumber seeds plants. So I'm going to sow them today. As I told you earlier, the medium which I have taken, the soil medium, if you can see, the soil medium is basically the same. That is 40% of garden soil, 40% of compost, and 20% of cocoa peat. Now this is the loose soil which I can show you, and I have already put them in the containers. And what I am going to do is I'm going to just dig very tiny holes like this, and I'm going to put my seeds in there. As I have taken 5 seeds because these are the only seeds I have right now for Armenian cucumber. So I'm going to plant all these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And as I showed you earlier, my rake, I am going to just move the soil on top of this. That is it. Because the seeds are very small, and I am going to right away post it here. Armenian cucumber, and today is 16th of July. And that needs watering, which I'll be doing collectively in the end. Next comes my tomatoes. Now this is the Roma variety seeds, which are basically Spanish seeds, and I'll be opening the bag because I was very desperate to use them, and I'll be resealing them after sowing the seeds. Now I'm not going to take too many of these because I know that the weather is changing, and now for tomatoes we do the same, as these seeds are very tiny. So we are just going to plant 2 seeds with our finger, and we'll move the soil on top. I'm taking 2 seeds at a time, and I'm just putting my 2 fingers to dip them, and I'm moving the soil on top of this with the hope that they are going to sprout. Now I might be taking 2 containers to do that because One doesn't seem sufficient, but I'll put the seeds back. That's it. I've sown around, you can say 2 into 6, 12 seeds, and these are Roma tomatoes. And the date is 16th of July. And I'll mention it here that I've sown 12 seeds basically, which is 1 as 1 means there are rare chances of sprouting for 1. Then comes my beef tomato, which I am going to sow the seeds. And one I am going to sow the seeds of yellow tomatoes. Now this is beef tomato, beef steak tomato variety, which is basically a heirloom variety. People have been exchanging their seeds for a long period of time, and this has been a variety used for years and years now. And again, I'm going to sow 12 seeds in a ratio of 2 in each place. Again, I'm going to place a tag, that is now this is my beefsteak tomato, and again I'm going to water it later. Now another variety which I'm going to, and these are all done because they were already these many. Now the other variety which I'm going to sow the seeds of are is my yellow pear shape, but I think okay, let's try that. Again, they are I'm not going to sow too many because I don't want to waste my seeds, keeping the weather conditions in mind. Even if I have 4 healthy plants, that's more than enough for this time, because I've already sown some seeds last month and some early this month, so I have a few seeds available already. So again, the same thing, I'm just going to put 2 seeds in one place and we'll move the soil very neatly on the top. Again, there are 12 seeds, and that's it. And I'm going to place the tag right away because I don't want to forget. It's yellow pear-shaped tomato. And date is again. Now is the turn for my round gourd, and I've already planted some of the round gourd variety. However, I do not have any variety for my pumpkin. So I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to sow a few seeds of my pumpkin. I think 5 seeds are enough. Now, as they have to be transplanted later, I will be digging 5 holes, and I am just going to put this pointed face down. And another trick is to just rub this off on some hard surface so that you are teasing the seed. Although it's not a very hard seed, but and that's it. And you are going to put the soil on top. I'm going to mention how many seeds I have sown here so that I do not keep waiting for the rest to appear if the other seedlings show up. Now I'm going to fill my container because I'm going to fill 2 containers, keeping 2 sorts of seeds in mind. One is my round gourd, and one is my kale. I'll be transplanting kale. I've already sown kale, and 2 plants, are working healthily. However, there are some, mishaps because I put them in the open in the rain, and the seedlings were destroyed. So that was a disaster to my plants. Now, these are my round gourd. I'll be taking out only 5 seeds to be precise, because 1, again the pointed side down, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and I am going to cover it with the soil. And my tags are finished, and I'll be bringing more tags. And this is my round gourd. Again 16, 7. And I have planted only 5 seeds, so I'm writing in the corner so that I remember what I have done. Now this is the time for my bush bean variety. However, I'll wait for a while until I am done with the rest, so that the seeds get ample time to be soaked. Now, storing seeds, I do store my seeds, I keep them in an airtight container in a cold, place in my closet, and I think that is fine for the seeds. In the next session, we'll be sowing some seeds of carrots and radish, and that's for the coming season. Now I'll be sowing the seeds of kale, and I'll show you how I'll be doing it. Now kale actually needs let me bring my other container which I want to show you. I'll be planting kale in this container where I do not need to remove the seedlings. I will just be picking those seedlings. However, this container needs a little holes to be poked in the bottom, which I'll do while I'll show you how to actually sow the seeds for the beans. Now again, as I told you, 1 2 3 4, I've taken 8 seeds, so I'll be doing 4 and 4 seeds in one and then 4 seeds in the other one. Now 1 2 3 and 4 again, and I'll be picking up the seed and I'll be putting it here. 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and that's it. I'll be using my rake because I have already wet my hands, so I do not want. And you can see and let me put the tag here before we move on to watering the I call them bush beans. It's Blue Lake bush bean variety, which is the seeds are from USA. However, I have tried using the seeds which are available here as well in Pakistan, so it's up to you. Now I'm writing 4 plus 4 because that's how I'm going to use this, and I do not have a tag, so I'll place this one. And I'm placing this for identification. I'll be using another video update, and I'm just watering this because I don't want to waste it. Again, I'm using my sprinkler to water all my seeds. As I told you, when you sow the seeds, keep the seeds in the shade and do not keep them directly in the sun. You can keep them partially in the sun, but do not keep them in open, because especially when these days are monsoon days and it can rain anytime. If it rains and your seeds are out on the terrace or at a place where they are entirely in the open, there are good chances of them to be destroyed. That's all for now. I'll be doing another video regarding kale, and hopefully you must have enjoyed. Keep watching. Thanks.